Oh, every once in a while I get a big old whiff of that smoke. And it's a real treat, I'll tell you. Right in the face. I was telling everybody earlier, oh, I can't see the fire. Yeah, I know. It's an issue. The lighting out here is an issue. I'll show you the setup I got. Thank you, Lindsay. I appreciate that. It's Orson, and there's Bradbury, and he's shivering, so I got to go put my coat on him. But as soon as I do, he'll kick it off, and that's just the way he is. But I need to go cover him up so he's not freezing to death. Hang on a second. Be right back. I'll tell you what, these boys right now are a handful because there's some jealousy thing going on. You go, hey, go lay down, go lay down, go lay down, go lay down. You know, normally that would not be such a big problem, but when it's 30 degrees out here and we're all trying to stay warm, there's a problem because everybody wants to be close to me, but they don't want to be close to each other. And this just started. Oh, Natalie's working on jewelry. That's nice. My mentor, Dave Selvage, the Cherokee Indian you hear me talk about, was big into jewelry craft. Hello, Joy. So Lindsay asked, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Interesting question. Well, I'd like to be alive in 10 years. You know, you kind of put me on the spot. I don't really have a grand plan. I could smell you. I could smell your perfume. Joy says, how did I know you were here? A notice come up for me that said that you were here. Whew, this fire's putting off some good heat. It's 30 degrees out here. And I'm just in a shirt. I don't even have a jacket on. But I'm sitting close to this fire. There's no wind. It's nice. This is really nice. Let's see if I can. The perfect fire. It's kind of like finding a balance where there's just enough space, but not too much space. Because if you open up too much space, the fire dies down. If you pack it in too tight, the fire dies down. But if you crack it and open it just strategically like, you get a perfect fire. It's an art. Let's get back to where do I think I'm going to be in 10 years. I'd like to be alive. And I'd like to be smarter than I am today. I hopefully will have made some new mistakes and regrets. Some of them very rotten. And, you know, I just want to live a full life. Want to go into the end of it skidding sideways and screaming, hooting and hollering. I have a tradition. My daughter loves this. When I go through a tunnel, you know, through like a mountain tunnel, windows go down and it's all woo, woo, woo. That's how I want to go into the end of life, kind of scooching in sideways and hooting and hollering. That's about why I became a dad, by the way. For people who are not parents, that's fine. I never wanted to be a parent, but what changed my mind was I thought, do I really want to live my whole life and miss out on this fundamental human experience that has no comparison? And I decided that I did not want to go through life and not have that experience. Beating those boys off with a stick because of my teenage daughter. Yeah. Well, Donna, I think that by the time that my daughter is a teenager, that I will have created, or let's say guided her to a place where I will trust her judgment on these things. And I want to be reasonable about it. It'll break my heart because it means she's growing up, but, and I will, believe me, if there's anybody who can teach my daughter about the rotten ploys of teenage boys, it's this guy right here, because I'm the master. None of those boys will be able to get anything by her, hopefully. Yeah, it's a normal part of life. Young love. You know, it was a feverish, happy time for me to get to the age where love or, that version of love is part of your life. It's just very feverish and just wonderful. I remember being a teenager and just squeezing my pillows in my bedroom and imagining that they were female breasts. It was just, you get to that age and it's just what you think about. It's totally natural. Nothing embarrassing or abnormal about it at all. And uh, I remember I woke up one morning and I was pleasuring myself in my bedroom. I was probably 16 or 17. Thought everybody else was asleep, and my mom come right in to grab my laundry or something, and there I was just. It was just, what do you do? I flipped over and pretended like I was asleep, but I knew that I'd been caught red-handed, and Mom closed the door pretty quick, and we never talked about it. Lynn, I can't. Lynn, what are you replying to when you say "so to speak"? I have a feeling it's got something to do with those stories I just told about. I was under the blankets, so that's that. She didn't get a whole visual. I was doing it under the blankets, but I was bouncing those blankets pretty good when my mom walked in. Oh man, I could have died. Donna says that's her greatest fear, walking into her son's bedroom and catching it. Well, there's a solution to that. You just treat them like human beings. You knock on the door before you go in. I do that to my daughter if she's 5, because I want to condition her to know that I perceive her as a person with her own sense of privacy and things like that. Red-handed, Lynn said. Oh, well. Yeah. Got to work with what you got first thing in the morning when you wake up in bed and you're just lying there with the last remaining bits of a dream floating around in your head. You don't want to get up and do all this preparation because you'll lose the moment. I'm gonna grab some firewood to get this thing kind of juiced up a little bit. I'll leave you on here. I'll be right back. That thing will kick up here in a minute.
Orange Slices are brief highlights from the Last Symptom podcast. Subscribe to full audio episodes of the show on any major podcast platforms such as Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, Amazon Music, and more. While I've got you chewing on that, like this video, pretty please. Might as well press subscribe while you're at it. I bet you a nickel you know somebody who's overdue for hearing some of these things, so go on, forward this video to them.